If you see my other videos, you know I've added quite a few upgrades to my Transalp. Now, it's almost perfect, but there's one crucial thing missing. Spotlights. So today we're going to be fitting the DDF Pro Series from the lighting specialist over at CoLight. Now I'm going to take you through the whole process from unboxing, installation to testing them out, so you can decide for yourself if they're right for your build. Now, full disclosure, while I was weighing up all my non-OEM options, the CoLight company actually reached out to me and asked if I'd be interested in doing a review of their DDF Pro Series. Now, those lights were actually at the top of my list, so I couldn't believe my luck. But, as I said before, I'm going to take you through everything so you can decide for yourself. Now, naturally, I did look at the OEM lights from Honda, but they felt a bit basic, especially for that price. Plus, Honda does call them fog lights, but they're bright white, so I don't see how that works in the fog. Now, of course, being official Honda gear, it's going to integrate perfectly with your bike. You're going to get to control the lights with your toggle switch on the handlebars, and you'll also get some indicators on your dashboard telling you what the spotlights are doing. But I think I actually prefer having a separate physical switch to control the spotlights like I've got on this 400X, so I can just grab at it straight away without having to worry about messing around with the toggle switch. Now, as for having an indicator on your dash, I mean, if you need an indicator on your dash to tell you what your fog lights are doing, they're not bright enough. Right, let's check out what's in the box. A nice clear two-sided instruction. This sticker is a good colour for my bike. Here are the lights themselves. Pretty nice. Plenty of heat dissipation fins, that's for sure. These covers are a pretty cool idea. You can just make them into dedicated fog lights by just leaving these yellow covers on. Ah, you even get some blackout covers as well. It's pretty nice. Here's the wiring and the control box. Boy, these cables are pretty substantial. Waterproof connectors. Yep, nice and solid. Control switch. It's got a nice clicky feel to it. And a nice black bracket. Bolts for mounting. And here are some other options for mounting your switch. The main bracket. And the hardware to mount them to your bars. The wires are clearly labelled, so even I can get it right. Right, let's get them on the bike. Okay, I know this looks terrible and I am going to tidy it up in the future, but for our quick wiring explanation, let's just bear with it. Obviously, your red wire is going to go to your positive battery terminal and the black one's going to go to the negative. As for the extra feature wires, you've got the yellow one, which is to have the lights triggered by your horn, and you've got the white one to have the lights triggered by your high beam. I'm actually not going to use the high beam trigger because in Japan you use your high beams to signal other drivers, and I just want to signal them, not blind them. So I've trimmed it off and sealed it off, as you can see here. I do, however, want to use the horn feature, so we'll have to wire that up. So here we are on the install, and you can see I've got the bike stripped right back, and I've got all the panels safely stored with masking tape holding in the screws so I don't lose them or mix them up. The biggest job is going to be feeding the spotlight cables through the body. You can see here I've loosened this panel so I can get the cable under the tank and away from the heat. And I'll be joining up with this big wad of cables at the front here. And I'll be hooking that up once the lights are installed. So now that I've got the wires fed through and safely away from the engine, and also made sure that they're not getting pinched by the steering column, I'm just going to start at the front of the bike and work my way back, tidying everything up. So I've just got them roughly wired up to check they're working. So as you can see, the driving lights are on, the amber lights. Hit the spotlight button, you get your fogs on. Hit it a second time, you get your high beams on, and hit it again, you'll turn your high beams off, and you can just turn the high beams off and on like that, which is very nice. So if you're like me and you do want the horn feature, you'll need to hook it up to your horn. The simplest way is to hook it up to your horn here. Now there are two wires, one is black and one is black and green, so you want to hook it up to the black wire. So obviously I'm not going to run a yellow wire through my engine, but I'm going to get some black wire, run it up there into the under the seat compartment, and then hook it up there. Spade joiner up to the control box, so now hopefully when I hit my horn the lights will give a bit of a flash. And the switch fits beautifully onto the mirror bracket. Nice. And thank you CoLight for a black bracket. And finally we just need to find an accessories wire to hook the red wire up to so it'll trigger the relay switch and so everything will work. If you have a Transalp, under the seat you'll find this cluster of wires and you can use the yellow one to trigger your relay switch. Right, so I'll just quickly show you what your view is going to be looking like once you've got your spotties on. So now I'm just using the normal headlight, and now I'll put on the fog lights. So there you go, you've already got a fair bit of brightness, and that's pretty well lit up. And now I'm going to hit the spotties, and there we go. So we're pretty much looking way into the distance. I don't think I'd want them any brighter than this because I'd probably start forest fires or something. And a quick overview of the blinkers, so let's put them into blinking mode. There we go, so we've got the quick flash going there, which is very attention grabbing. Hold my button in for a little bit longer, we go to alternate flashing, and that's pretty attention grabbing as well. And the next one is a slow blink, which is pretty good. I think this is the one I'd be using the most to get through traffic jams, just doing some slow lane filtering, just to make sure people can see me coming behind. Because you get a lot of Sunday drivers, or paper drivers as they're known in Japan. And one quick click and you'll turn them off. And now just back to the normal headlight, which looks really dim by comparison, doesn't it? When I first saw these lights on the web, they did look pretty impressive, and I have to say they haven't disappointed. I mean, if you're looking at other options, I do have a review of the Future-Eye F-150s on my channel. They're decent lights, but when I bought them they're $89. They're now selling for around $200, so they're in the same price bracket as these, and if you do a comparison, I think the choice is pretty obvious. You have to admit, that's pretty cool. Anyway, my bike's just about complete and I'm ready to go anywhere at any time of day. And if you're interested in upgrading your ride, please use the discount link in the description below. You'll save some money, and the guys at CoLight will know that my video helped you out. Anyway, till next time, keep the road lit up, ride safe, and thanks for watching.